Hey, everyone, and welcome to the Community Connection Live broadcast. I'm Tyler Chandler, and you see Taylor below me and Rich in the bottom right. And then above Rich is Jake, our multimedia specialist, who's really just going to help us control the broadcast today. But we're glad that each of you are here, and I see some folks joining. Leave us some comments. I see Forrest here, and he's pretty excited that Jake's on the screen. So, Jake, give a shout out as well.
Happy to be here.
There you go. We appreciate what Jake does, all the different photos and videos that you see that come out from our police department. That's Jake in the back in that room, and he knocks it out, has the camera with him, and puts out super great work for us. And I see Gloria joining too. Hello, Gloria. Glad you're here. But we have a good broadcast for today. We're going to talk a little bit about the 4th of July and where to park and about that event. Rich is going to go over our weekly stats, and then Taylor is going to talk about some crime issues that we've been seeing across the region. We haven't really been affected too much by it, but we're going to do whatever we can to get the word out so we are not affected by it. But there are some car burglars operating all around Nashville in different cities, and we're just thankful that we haven't been struck as hard as other cities have. But we have great proactive officers that try to keep those car burglars away from our community. And we have Gail joining too. So happy Friday to you, Gail. There's another 23 of you watching live right now, and we'll go ahead and let Rich kick it off with the weekly update.
All right, Kat. This week we're covering the week of June 22nd to June the 28th. Getting right into those numbers. 1,001 police calls for service, 89 fire calls, 16 crime reports, 93 arrest charges, 541 traffic stops, 224 citations, 15 non-injury crashes, and 2 injury crashes. That's the lowest crash numbers we've seen in a hot minute. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, and you said hot minute. It really is hot out there right now, Rich. So I think that minute is probably actually hot. But I'm so glad that our crashes are below 20. Man, do you think we can keep that up?
That would be great.
That would be great. That's awesome.
And into the crime reports, we've had 5 thefts this week, 4, unfortunately, from unlocked cars, 4 family disturbances, 3 property damage, and frauds and harassment.
All right. Those are pretty low, too.
Yeah. They had some low numbers this week, which is good. And then into the arrest charges, we had 33 driving on suspended and revoked, 19 simple possession of drugs, 16 no driver's license arrests, 5 warrants. And you see the arrest there, rest of the arrest numbers there. Some good proactive numbers, though, right there at the top. They've been busy this week.
Yeah, what concerns me is that DUI number is creeping up, and we typically see this during the summer. A lot of outdoor activities, a lot of lake activities, and alcohol, is involved in that. And you have to be careful, folks. You cannot get behind the wheel when you are impaired. It is so dangerous. I have lost a family member to a drunk driving crash where a drunk driver killed her and also 3 other teenagers in a vehicle. And it's just something that we truly do not want to see because it can be easily prevented. If you're going to drink, do not get behind the wheel of a car and drive. It's so dangerous. And when I see 4 there, that means those 4 likely got caught, but it was easy for the officers to catch them either off a phone call from another motorist who saw this person driving recklessly, or our officers made a traffic stop and engaged with that individual to find out they were impaired, or it was from a traffic crash. I know yesterday there was a traffic crash that resulted in a DUI arrest, but we don't want to have anyone to have to go to jail, but we will take you to jail for sure if you are driving behind the wheel while impaired.
And then on to our neighborhood and school zone traffic enforcement efforts. Central Pike, Belinda City, Curd Road, Industrial Drive, Parkland, Providence residential neighborhoods, Clearview, Tuscan Gardens, Timber Trail, Woodridge neighborhood, and Nichols Vale. 54 stops, 43 citations, and 1 arrest. They were busy in the neighborhoods this week.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good work for them to be out there in the neighborhoods, keeping our neighborhoods safe. A lot of kids out riding their bikes, playing in their yards, and we want our neighborhood streets as safe as they can, and they've been all over the city. I see some streets on there where we have received some traffic complaints about speeders. And so when we get those complaints in, whether it's through our online portal or through phone calls to our administration, we task our community engagement team, who has 2 great officers who can just go out and focus on those who are driving unsafely in neighborhoods, and really appreciate all the work that they're doing and helping make our neighborhood streets a little bit safer. It's good.
And on the Guardian Shield, and of course, the big three that everyone really likes to see on the top right there, 163 stolen cars, 69 stolen plates, 113 wanted person recoveries. So the numbers are looking really good since we've had that in place.
Very cool. Very cool. And Taylor, what do you have? What do you have going on? You have
so like Captain said, in our region, we've seen a lot of burglaries lately. So I just kind of wanted to remind everyone. I thought this phrase was really clever: "Lock it or lose it." Lock your vehicles up. Those criminals are looking in your windows. They're looking to see if there's anything easily accessible for them to grab. A lot of the times they're just pulling on door handles. If a door is unlocked, they're going to get in there and take what they can. If it's locked, most of the time they're just going to walk off and move on to the next vehicle. So really make sure that vehicle's locked. Always keep valuables out of sight in the trunk, in the middle console, just so, if someone were to peek in your window, they're not going to see those. Never leave valuables in unattended vehicles. When you park your car at night or when you're in a store or wherever you're at, take all those valuables out, put them in your purse, make sure they're not in your vehicle. And then, of course, notify the police of any suspicious activity. You can call our non-emergency line, of course, for an emergency, dial 911. So I just kind of wanted to reiterate to everybody, lock it or lose it. Just with summertime and everyone's out of school and there's a lot more activity in neighborhoods and stores and things like that. I just wanted to remind everyone to keep those vehicles locked and keep those valuables out of sight.
Yeah, great stuff, Taylor. I know other cities near us are having a big issue out of this. And last night we got word that this neighboring city was having the problem. They gave us a vehicle description of the suspects. Our officers then flooded the hotel areas in Mount Juliet around I-40, and they found the suspect vehicle, but that suspect took off at a high rate of speed. Officers pursued it to Interstate 40, and once it went into Nashville, we quit pursuing the vehicle because they're driving so reckless. But that just shows how our proactivity can intercept these suspects and get them out of our town before they create victims in our community. That's what we're trying to avoid. We don't want our community members or our visitors to be victimized. And our officers are out there working extremely hard to try to keep this crime out. But we also need the help of our community. And what you said is all very important stuff about locking it up so you don't lose it, but also ensuring that your valuables are removed out of your vehicle. So when they look in that window, they can't see your valuables. A big thing that these thieves go after are guns in cars that are unsecure. And to me, if you leave your gun in your vehicle that is where it's not secure, then you are really opening yourself up to have that firearm taken from you. And when they are stolen out of your car, there is evidence that then that gun is being used in more criminal activity, whether it's aggravated assaults or murders. I know the Nashville Police Department put out information how they can track the guns from when they're stolen to then when they're being used in criminal activity, serious criminal activity. And obviously I own guns. I carry one for work. When I'm off duty, I carry one as well. And if I can't carry it on my person, I have a special lockbox that is bolted in my personal car that I secure my firearm in. So it is completely secure, locked in that safe in my vehicle, just to ensure that no one can get it and take it. And they definitely can't take it easily to get it out. And I just urge everyone to please secure your firearms. Do not leave it in your vehicle. And it's even where we've seen some vehicles targeted that have the different stickers on the back of the car that says, this vehicle is protected by Glock, or they have, different gun symbols that say a message. Those vehicles are being targeted because likely the thieves are, they're using their brains. They're thinking, okay, that person has a lot of stickers on the back of their car that shows they are pro-gun. I'm sure they have a gun in that car, and they break the window, they get in the car, and guess what they get? They get guns, and they steal them, and they go use those guns in the furtherance of their crime. So please, please, please keep your guns secure. Be a responsible gun owner so we can prevent these guns from getting in the hands of reckless, irresponsible criminals who are using these guns to commit further crime and hurt people. We need to do whatever we can to keep the guns out of those people's hands.
Absolutely.
All right. And what I have is some stuff about the 4th of July. That's, coming up Tuesday. Mount Juliet has the largest show in Wilson County ever that is going to take place at the Circle P Ranch. We are grateful for Circle P Ranch for helping organize this event. It's a beautiful spot along West Division Street near East Main Street. And then you have Needham's Nursery. Needham has been firing off fireworks ever since I was a little kid. And I used to go to Needham's Nursery in the field next door. We bring a canned good, and that got you in to watch the fireworks. And those canned goods were donated to the Help Center. But he's been doing that for years. Always a good show for our community. And then U.S. Community Credit Union is also sponsoring it. And the event actually starts at 4 o'clock at the Circle P Ranch, and the fireworks will go off at 9 o'clock. And that event is some live music, some food trucks, and you see the food trucks on the scene, or excuse me, not on the scene, on the screen, what I meant to say, and a full list of those that you can choose from. They look all good. You know, that Cobbler Company was here last Friday at the food truck event. I think a couple of our staff members had that. Taylor, you're shaking your head. I assume you had some cobbler last week.
James did, and it looked very delicious.
It looked very good. Okay. Yes. Rich, did you have anything from last week?
I didn't make it.
All right. Well, y'all were shaking your heads like you had it before.
I have had it. I had it last year at the 50th anniversary event, and it was delicious.
I gotcha. Awesome. So plenty of good food trucks, and then live music will take place. Inflatables for the children at this event, and the fireworks will kick off at 9 o'clock. And the good thing about these fireworks is they can be seen all over Mount Juliet and central Mount Juliet. So you don't have to pack yourself in this one parking lot just to watch it. You can watch it from multiple parking lots around the community. You can see the red square on your screen. That is the launch site. And then the different green areas are Victory Baptist Church is a great viewing area. Down at the event itself, next to Cloyd Church, a great viewing area. The parking lot of Mount Juliet Church of Christ is a good viewing area. But then there's also many others, from the train depot to the parking lot where the Chamber of Commerce is, places like Local Joe's and Cat's Bar and Grill are at, and also up towards Sellers area where the Baskin Robbins is, the Jeremiah's Italian Ice, all of that up to City Hall. You can see the fireworks from there. As you go further south, you can see them from the parking lot near the Valley Center, Dairy Queen area up to where Wilson Bank and Trust is at, and Truist Bank. All those different parking lots. If you look towards that firework launch site at 9 o'clock, you will be able to see the fireworks, and they're more visible at this location because if you look at the map, that's a topography map, and they're being fired from a elevated position in the city, one of the tallest hills in our community. And so that allows everyone else to see it across the community. I've even heard you can see them from Walmart area. I've never actually watched them from the Walmart area, but that's how far you can see these fireworks. So if you don't want to get into the crowds, you can watch from a distance. So we look forward to a safe event. There'll be plenty of police officers out. Our fire department will be staging near the area just to ensure that any fallout from the fireworks show itself doesn't create any hazards. If it does, they will quickly extinguish that hazard. But it looks like a wonderful event for us. I think the worst thing we're going to have to deal with, which we have been dealing with today and then through the weekend, is just the heat that is out there. And Rich has some tips for us about the heat. So Rich, let's hear about this heat stuff and what we can do to keep ourselves safe.
Yeah, for sure. So folks, heat is one of the most dangerous weather incidents that we have. We talk a lot about tornadoes and severe weather and floods and things of that nature. But on average in America, heat kills more people than any other weather incident. So keep in mind, warm temperatures can become dangerous really quick. So don't leave people or pets in a car when it's closed up all by themselves. Make sure you stay really hydrated. Start hydrating now for tomorrow. Start hydrating now for next week when you're going to be out at that 4th of July show, because it's going to be really hot, and you want to make sure you and your family are safe. Make sure you wear loose-fitting, light-colored clothing, and make sure you spend some time in air conditioning in the shade as much as you can. The better, the more you can keep your core temperature cool, the better your body's going to thank you for it. So always remember, just do what you can to keep yourself cool. Even if it means 10, 15 minutes in the shade, that little bit is going to help. But always try and keep water close to you as well. The more you hydrate, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. The fire department right now, looking at the screen here, they're on a medical call that's related to a heat-related issue where the individual just, fell over in his backyard because he's so hot. And so please be careful. We are continuing to push the message to our staff to be careful out there, and ensure they hydrate as well. Our police officers, firefighters, first responders, they have to be in the heat to do their job. And we just want to ensure that they're safe out there too. And we want, you to be safe because they're super important in what they do. And you can see here on the screen are some photos from active shooter training in schools. Sadly, we have to do this, but we're going to do it because we want to ensure that our officers are well prepared to respond to any emergency incident in our schools, whether it's an incident that requires de-escalation or a rapid response to save lives. And while school has been out for the summer, it's been a good opportunity for us to use these schools and our training unit here. They are doing a fantastic job in developing our officers to ensure they have all the skills necessary to respond to any incident in our elementary, middle, or high schools, and really any place in the community. We train in places like churches, theaters, our shopping areas. It's continual, and we have always done this year after year. There's not been a recent incident that has created this training. We've done it year after year. We just like to talk about it more now, just to ensure our community knows that we do it. So there is some comfort with the community that we are well prepared to respond to these incidents, and we're going to do whatever we can to get in there quickly and to stop whatever is in our schools that could be harming children, students, and faculty that are there. So you've seen some police cars parked at schools. That is why they are doing some just continual training. Popsicle Patrol is also continuing throughout the summer. This week, our community engagement team hit Nicholsville in the Midway community, and there's some photos on your screen of what they've done, and you can see even a little pup down there and enjoying the popsicle too. So whether you're a human or a four-legged friend, you're likely to get a nice icy cool treat from one of our police officers during their popsicle patrols. And we advertise these events on social media. So if you're ever wanting to know if we're going to be out in your area, just check social media and you'll see a post the week of where they will be. And they'll see you out there during those hours. They hop in one of the two of the ATV vehicles that we have and just ride through and hand out icy popsicles and meeting our community and taking any questions that you may have. So I always want to remind people too that when you see emergency vehicles who are trying to get to an emergency, they're running their blue lights, their red lights, and sirens, you need to pull to the right on the road. Do not jump into the turn lane and stop in front of the emergency vehicle. The emergency vehicles, they need a middle open path to get somewhere safely. And if you go anywhere but the right, it makes it very confusing for everyone else on the roadway. So always move to the right for siren and lights. And we will be honoring our fallen police officers and Deputy Sergeant Jerry Mundy and Deputy John Music on their 20th year anniversary. It's an event our community can come to. That Candlelight Vigil will be Sunday, July 9th at 8:30 in the evening at Charlie Daniels Park at the amphitheater. There will be a blue light candle memorial service for them, just to remember their sacrifice and all they have given to our community during that July 9th incident back in 2003 related to a vehicle pursuit where they were attempting to deploy stop sticks to stop a stolen car and two criminal elements in that vehicle that have spanned all through the Middle Tennessee area. And then when they reached Mount Juliet, that driver pointed the vehicle at the officers and purposely ran them over, murdering two of them. And they have families. They still have families, and we will never forget their sacrifice. So please join us, Candlelight Vigil, Sunday, July 9th at 8:30 in the evening at Charlie Daniels Park Amphitheater as we reflect and honor their sacrifice. And we're also hiring. The posting is out there. You can go to our website, mjpd.org, and hit the join section and apply for a police officer position or dispatcher position. We were grateful to be funded with extra positions this year, which is in our continual growth plan for our department, supported by our local elected leadership. And they have been so good to our police department and our city in general, and continual support so we can have the proper resources we need to properly serve our community and keep this community safe and keep all the criminal influence out as best as possible. So we would love for you to join the team. We have a wonderful department, a great culture. We are well supported by our community. That is something we do not take lightly. And we serve them with compassion and professionalism and just dignity throughout all that we do. And we would love to have good people to join our team. So check our website, apply now if you have any interest in being a police officer or dispatcher with our department. Rich, how's the weather looking? Is it going to rain on us today?
Well, it's just a slight chance today. You see temperatures today have been all across our region, been in the upper 90s and in the triple digits. And we're just kind of in the slight category today. And even tonight, it's going to cool down a little bit tonight, partly cloudy, mid to upper 70s. And then coming back through Saturday, again, up real hot with some slight chances. And you see right now the radar is fairly clear. But the big thing you got to watch out for with these high temperatures, you never know when those pop-up showers are going to hit. Just got to be weather aware. Always be weather aware. And they're saying for the weekend, there's a slight chance of possibility of some severe showers and storms. But again, you never know because of the heat and the atmospheric conditions. It may happen, it may not. So just be attuned to your NOAA weather radio, your local weather sources, or to your MJ text alerts. And if it's going to happen and come, we'll try our best to keep you well informed.
Good stuff, Rich. And I think we're still under a heat advisory. Looking at the other weather outlooks, our area is still under that yellow slight risk today. They are expecting, I guess, a storm system to develop in Kentucky and maybe move down over our area from north to south. But we'll just have to see what occurs. But really, it's hot out there, and we really want you to be safe. Be careful too about your pets and cars, other people you leave in vehicles. It gets hot real quick, and we don't want anyone to get hurt, whether it's a pet, a human, a child, an adult, anyone. Be careful out there. Keep yourself cool. It's hotter than it usually is, and it can affect you very quickly without you knowing. And just like the medical call 30 minutes ago, they found an individual just laying in a yard who had a heat stroke, and that person needs medical care, and they'll get the medical care that they need. But we just want you to be as safe as possible. So with any live update, we love to take questions. So please feel free to type a question in the comment, and we'll be glad to get to it if we can. But I'm going to always start off with, the Taylor Givens weekend, and with Oakley and Bob. What's the plan?
So I think tomorrow we're going to try to go to a little pool party and just cool down in the pool. But other than that, not much planned this weekend. It's really hot, so probably going to try to stay inside a lot.
Okay. Where's the pool at?
Murfreesboro.
I got you. Cool,
yeah,
cool.
Just traveling a little bit, so excited
just
to
drive down to the borough.
Yep.
Rich, I can probably already guess what you're going to be doing, which is what I'm going to be doing. And we're going to be working because it's probably a busy weekend for our community. So I'll be out a little bit tonight, definitely on July 4th, with all of our police officers out working for the event, just to do what we can to keep this city safe. And I really hate to see what's happening in the nighttime hours when all these other communities are being hit by these car burglars. I do not want them in our community at all. And I know our officers have a plan in place to do whatever they can to keep them out, and also an apprehension plan if they try to get away. But I see that happening, and we really need to keep our communities safe and not allow these criminals to thrive in different areas, because when they thrive in other areas, they get bolden and they move to other areas like our community, and we need to keep them out as best as possible. But Rich, what you got going on?
Well, I got to do a little bit of house sitting this weekend. My brother and his family are up in upstate New York visiting my sister-in-law's family up there. So quick shout out to my brother and Julie and Josie and Leanne. Hey guys, miss y'all. Your house is good. But other than doing a little house sitting, taking care of the pool for them, I'll be in the pool. Be out working this weekend, having some fun on the road. And one more quick shout out. I wanted to throw a shout out to our friends over at the Amazon Fulfillment Center over on
Amazon.
They took care of us this week with a very generous donation of I won't do the whole brand name. There we go. With
energy drinks,
with a bunch of energy drinks. They were very gracious to us. So huge shout out to Amazon Fulfillment Center for taking care of us with some energy drinks to help keep us going through the summer this year.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the healthiest option, but I know everyone here loves those energy drinks, and we just appreciate Amazon for sending us cases upon cases of those, so our officers don't have to go to the gas station to buy them. Right? They just come by headquarters and grab those. And I know, Rich, when you're in a good mood, and that's when you've had yourself an energy drink, and you're always smiling after that. So more energy drinks for Rich, for more smiles from Rich.
I try and keep it limited to one a day, though. So.
New slogan. Yeah, I like that. No, I'm just teasing. Jake, what about you? Bringing you on screen, bud. What's the plan this weekend?
Cars and coffee.
Okay.
Saturday morning, and then just trying to enjoy the weather as much as possible, but also stay cool. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen, but we will see.
We'll see. And you work July 4th with us, right?
I'll be here all day.
Be here all day, and you're helping Lieutenant Brockman tonight with getting our bridge over I-40 blue, and we're doing that in honor of Sergeant Jerry Mundy and Deputy John Music. The bridge in Mount Juliet over I-40 will be shining blue, and for support of their sacrifice, and we'll have it shining that color for 2 weeks. We can't make it change colors all the time, but we have a plan in place temporarily to get it blue through these 2 weeks. And appreciate Lieutenant Brockman for figuring that plan out. And Jake, glad you're going out there to help him run the different stuff to make it blue.
Forward.
See some comments here from folks. Just Gloria thanking us for what we do. Simply the best. NG Ann with a hi, y'all. Happy Friday. Same with Gail as well. Happy Friday. So, folks, really appreciate you joining us this evening. We hope you have a safe weekend. And if there's anything we can do, please just reach out. And hey, we're here to serve you as best as we can. Each and every one of us, whether it's me as the captain, Rich as our administrative services manager and community service program supervisor, and Taylor Givens as our investigative analyst, and even Jake as the multimedia specialist, and all of our officers and dispatchers out there working today. It takes a team to keep this city safe, but it really takes a community to make it all work well. And we appreciate all the support from our community each and every day. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Take care.